Hello friends. I would like today to show you how to play We Three Kings in a jazz style. So I've come up with a little bit of a handout. I actually did this for my students when they came over yesterday. We had a little bit of a jam session. And here's the handout that I would like you to take a screenshot of. And I've jotted down just the melody to We Three Kings, and then some chords and chord voicings and some ideas for some scales that you can play over the chords. And let's get started. The first thing that I use in this is I'm borrowing really from two different places. The Crescent City Christmas, a Wynton Marsalis CD, which I highly recommend. It's really, really great album. And on We Three Kings, he makes use of the sixth diminished scale that's developed by Barry Harris, and in which, if you have a minor sixth chord and you're going up the scale, you alternate between the minor sixth and a diminished seventh chord. So it would be something like that. And so by taking that and putting it under the melody, it would sound like this. Like that. You can also do a drop two. That's by taking the second to the top note and dropping it an octave. And then you would have this. Okay, but back to the original idea, which was do a D minor 6. What I did in this little arrangement I did a little accompaniment in the left hand. So I took a D minor chord, took the middle note up an octave, so it's a 10th, so root, 5th, 10th. And then I think I just did. You could also do whatever you choose. But anyway, this is how that sounds with this on top of it. Just like that. You have to kind of work with it to get the rhythms exact. You can do all kinds of patterns. Here's how it would sound with the other accompaniment. That one's a little bit easier. Now, if you'll notice, right next to it I have the D minor blues. And so for the first 4 measures, which you'll notice the first 2 measures repeat, you can play the D minor blues over it. Okay, so we just do the chords in the left hand. And so if you were going to improvise that over that part of it, it would be something like this. You'll notice when I'm playing the A7 chord, that flat 7, or the flat 6, the flat 7, gets played right against the major 3. Okay, so you can do different things with that. If you did this pattern, pattern. that for a while. Okay, then we get to the third line, or actually the third line that I'm on my sheet there. It says D minor. The second line, F major scale. So now we're just in a regular major scale. Or you can think of it as D natural minor if you want to. But we're really kind of focusing on the key of F major for those two, on the major side of the mode for those two measures. The other is focusing on D minor. Okay, so that would be like, you could just outline D minor chords with some passing tone, or the chords with some passing tones if you like. So you can do better than that. So. And then I'm going to go back to the D minor blues. Also, instead of the G minor chord there, you could do an E minor 7 flat 5. It might actually sound better. I'm going to write that in. Or E half diminished 7, same thing. That would sound like this. To C7, which is just the Mixolydian mode. You can also do a Lydian dominant, which is like a Mixolydian scale with a raised 4. And then now we come to the really fun part. So Star of Wonder, Star of Night. If you look at the bottom of the page, I wrote in some simple chord voicings for my students. We've gone beyond that now, but they're there for you if you want them. But if you look over to the right, you'll see where it says F13 and B flat 13 at letter C. Okay? So the F is kind of implied there. So I've got the 7th and the 3rd, and then I put a 6th, or same thing as the 13 in. And then you can play that when you're playing the melody with the right hand. You can just play F, C, F, just like that. And then you just move the left hand down to this, D, A flat, C, and that becomes a B flat. It's a B flat 9, but when you add, yeah, I guess it's just B flat. You got the D underneath it. Yeah, we don't have really a G, so that's actually a B flat 9. But you don't have to move the right hand, it's the important thing. Okay, and there you've really got the roots in the chords, mostly, in the right hand anyway. If you want to add the root, you can do this. Or you can just do this. Okay. Now, if you're going to improvise over that, F minor blues. Or just. Here's how that would sound. That's it. Okay. And then it goes back at letter C. That was letter B. So this is letter C. It's just back to a regular F major scale, which I don't think I wrote in. F major scale. And then the second line of measure C is again the F minor blues. Okay, so let's do that. Oh, wait. Oh. improvising over that minor blues, you can totally use this voicing. It really sounds cool to double it at the octave. It gives it a fuller sound. Okay, I didn't talk much about actually playing the tune. You could put thirds with it. Let's see. We did talk about that part. So we'll leave that as it is. But when we get to the major part, put the chord underneath the melody. So if my melody note is F and my chord is D minor, I just fill in the D minor chord underneath it. And then C major, same thing. So. Have fun exploring this wonderful tune, and I will see you next time. Bye.